Hey, beautiful people, top of the day. Let me just this a little bit and bring my books over here. Y'all can see the stuff sitting on my table. Oh, dang. My aunt like, damn, location. My bad, hold up. Let me fix my background scene. Although you can only see it when I walk away. Sometimes I get the habit of walking away. I'm talking. Hold on. I got my water. How y'all doing this wonderful, beautiful day, people? All right, y'all. Happy Tuesday. It is April the 18th, 2023. Day 20 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1403. Today we're going to read the second chapter of the Lord's 4th book, which is on page 112. Begins on page 112. And then we are going to finish reading chapter, 16? Yes, I think we might be done early with this today. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like we're going to be done early. And I'm debating if we get done early. It's on page 129. Do I want to start the next chapter? Just wait till we get back Thursday. Because we need to keep, I don't know. Maybe I might go right up to verse 18. We'll see. We'll see. And leave everybody kind of just hanging like, oh man, don't stop right there. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Oh, did I say the right page? I didn't say the right page. I'm sorry. Wrong page. I said the wrong page. Page 143. And the Holy Megillah, the secret Nazarite scroll. And we'll start at verse 187. All right. So, Father, we thank you for the Koleah, for being the voice within. And for ears to hear that voice, right? All of us, we hearing that sound of that drum beat, what we learned yesterday, the drum beat, the call of those with ears to hear, of the voice of the Creator within, leading us up the mountain. Yeah, the Koleah, Father, thank you for the Koleah. Koleah is the voice of Yah within. All right, beautiful people. Who here already? Let's see. Let's say hey to everybody before I start reading out this book. Nazarene is saying grand rising, happy Hashem Day, Creator gang, and wisdom to you all, family lamb. Happy day, Dawn. What's good, sis? What day is it? It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, family. Dawn. I just said Dawn, right? I'm not even paying attention to the names. She said she was responding to Nazarene is saying. She said, happy Hashem. Nazarene is saying. All right, Tabitha. Shalom to my Eeyore family. Greetings to Vinette. Kendra, shalom, sis. Audrey, shalom. I saw your comment after Jamil told me. Go look at it. In the group, y'all was talking about the calendar and stuff. I read through the comments. I was going to comment, but I'm like, I ain't really got nothing to add to this right now. Because I'm still not totally sold on the 28-day month, the 13th month, with each month having 28 days for the whole year. I'm not completely sold on that. You know, if it is, I still got information I'm missing, not putting together appropriately. But doing that, they just use the sun, you know, and I'm like, aren't we to use the sun and the moon? And plus, okay, well, what it is 20. Yeah, every single day there's sun, even if it's covered by the clouds, there's sun. But it looks like they're just using the sun to count everything. But if we're to use the sun and the moon to count it, it looks to me that all the like the extra month comes from the days that aren't counted by the moon. Matter of fact, it's 29 days that are not, well, if you leave every month at 28 days, there's a whole month left of 29 days, right? Something like that seemed kind of off. I'm missing something somewhere, unless I miscounted. I only counted twice early this morning while going over. I looked at the entire calendar, and I started counting every day for the days after the 28 days, 20, 29, 30, 29, 30, and 31. I did that for all the months, with the exception of February, because it already only has 28 days. But then you also, well, they figure in a leap year, but that's it. They screw with days and time. I get that they screwed with the time and the days and the calendars and stuff, but I'm still not sold on it. The 13 months. You know, I'm still looking into it. I could be wrong. Like I said, I could still be lacking information, and I don't profess to know everything. Some of the stuff Cosmon was saying he was responding with, I was like, okay, this seems logical. That's cool. Some of the stuff I'm like, yeah, I'm still studying it myself, you know. So I've been tracking the moon cycles for almost 4 years now. But yeah, I'm thinking about the transit. It's just the whole leaving out of the moon for me, you know, because it's like I don't know. I'm still growing, so if it is, we'll see as I continue studying it. But you know, that's why I just didn't leave any kind of comment. I just let y'all have it, and I went to sleep. I closed and I went to sleep. Just me, shalom. Creator bless all his creation. Mom, shalom, shalom. Derek, shalom. Tikva, sis, I wore all black for you today. Yes, Creator is undefeated. Bless up. BC Shalom, Avia, greetings. Auntie Belinda Brown, Grand Rising. Cousin Nikki. Hey, girl. Hey, good day. Abba girl, Shalom. Brian Joe, what's going on, cousin? The winter solstice lost you? I'm going to be honest. I still don't understand the winter solstice and how that operates. Like, it's not clicking for me yet. And they say you got to include all this. I'm just like, yep. Let me pull up Chat GPT. Explain the winter solstice to me like I'm 6 years old. I'm at that point right now. King and Queen's coaching group, shalom. I don't know. If I just sit down and give more time to it, it'll probably click, but my time is just spread out in so many ways. So I don't know. I'm still working on it. So I ain't gonna be that much help. So y'all in that area. Your go-to people for that would definitely, I would say, would be Selah. Like, he's literally wrote an entire book from a WASP, like breaking down the times and seasons. His book is called Timetables of Prophecy. And you can you get it from Amazon? I forget if I ordered directly from him or from Amazon. I forget where. Somebody put his link in here. Hold on, let me just look real quick. I'll see. I'm gonna go to Amazon real quick. I don't even remember. I think I may have ordered it directly from him. Is another Selah Shalom in here? Or is this you? Wait, Selah here? This got to be another Selah. I know it could be you. I don't know. You know, I think I may have ordered it directly from his site because I don't see it up here. It's a Selah R Shalom, a royal decree, authority, and a spoken word. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think this is him. You see the back. No, I don't think that's Selah. No, I don't think that's him. That's interesting though. All right, so you got to go to his site. Go to I think it might be on the Bittersweet Herbals. I'm not sure, but you got to double check. Double check with Selah. Okay, where is StreamYard? Okay, there y'all go. All right. Even the Ethiopian used a 28-day calendar, but the way I was learning the moon was But the way I was learning, the moon was being used, but the year started in spring. I think they're 7 years behind us. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still, I know they use it, but I just haven't gotten that far yet. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna be the ones to school me on that. Even though I've gotten into it a little bit, I haven't gotten that far. Yes, Tikva. Matter of fact, you was the first person I ever heard Chat GPT from. And when you said it, I thought you just jumbled up your words. It was a typo. I'm like, I remember the video. I was like, Tikva, use Chat GPT. What? Tikva, did you make a mistake? And I think that's what I said. And I think you may have repeated it. You said Chat GPT, but I don't remember you giving any explanation of what it was. And maybe you did, right? But when I heard it again and it popped up in my news feed, it probably popped up in my news feed because I said it. My electronics heard me and it started finding videos. I'm like, Chat GPT. I'm like, wait, I heard that before. I was like, no, that's what Tekla said. Wait, is that a thing? And that's when I started clicking on it. And now I'm all for Chat GPT. And it does save me time because I was complaining about being behind in some of my work. They're doing updates with it. Right now, all the information that you can pull from it, I believe it's up to the end of 2021. Everything on the web you can pull up, but it's like a Google and an Alexa on steroids. You know how you go looking for something and you Google it, and then Google comes back with this cache of websites with different titles and stuff with what you could be looking for, and you just go through clicking. What this does, it goes and pull all of that stuff, and it gives you a whole list of specified information, and it literally gives you what you're looking for, right? And if it's not quite it, you just answer a more specific question. Look, I'm even learning the prompts on how to use it more precisely. I done started using it in our business, in our marketing. How I do these thumbnails. I'm like, oh, shizzle kits. I done learned about Discord and Midjourney. I'm like, oh, this is giving a whole new, this is saving so much time, right? Now I'm working on how to do you know how people do their thumbnails and it's an animated version of themselves in any type of position. But anyway, you can go to like Discord and one of these other I forgot the name of it, but I started doing, you can do code. And I understood it because I learned how to do coding a little bit with doing our website, and where I was real big in like the marketing, this marketing thing. So I learned how to do some coding. And so I'll be working on our website sometime. I've subbed that part out, but I know how to do it. So all you do, there's a code where you can take a few pictures of yourself, kind of like the Lensa app, the AI apps or whatever, where you give them like 10 or 20 different pictures of yourself, and it takes all the different scans, and now it gives you all these AI versions of you. There's a code that it gives you for your face once you do this. And then instead of doing all these poses, let me go outside, let me see my thumbnail today. Okay, I'm gonna be talking about this. Okay, so I need to change my clothes and do all this and all that kind of craziness. It saves time on that. It takes your face, and you can just put in whatever you want to wear. They have this whole library of different people, positions. You want to look like this expression, and you can take your face code and you can punch it in there, and then you can snatch that code and put it in there, and there you go. You can literally be whatever you want to be. I'm just like, this is amazing. So thank you, Tikva, for that. Chat GP is my new best friend. Let me see. Look, my husband upstairs. Let me tell y'all this real quick. Okay. So he got pissed with me a couple weeks ago, right? And I was like, oh yeah, he kind of right. So I'm working on myself, learning how to apologize. I told y'all before, my husband was like over here. He said, you don't never apologize about nothing. Even if you're wrong, you figure out a way to do your apology in the way you got to say you ain't sorry. I was like, oh yeah, you kind of right. I got to work on that. It's the pride in me, right? So I pissed him off. I even forget what it was for. I forget what it was for. But if I ask him, he'll be able to tell me. But I forget what it was for. And so I was like, well, dang, he right. It was look, it was about something that had to do with the job. I was doing something. He was like, do it this way. That's what it was. It was about a job we was bidding on. And I wanted to look at something extra about it. He said, we're just wasting time doing that. Just do it this way because it's due here. I was like, well, I think it'll be beneficial. Maybe we should. He said, Pam, no, just get it in. Just send it in. Forget about that. But what he didn't tell me was that they had a deadline, right? He didn't tell me about the deadline. What they came back and said, like, I need it right now because I told you late about it, right? And so I went and looked into it anyway, right? And thankfully they gave him the deadline. So, but we hadn't actually passed the major deadline. They just gave him like, this is the dead end deadline because I'm gonna have to turn it in the next 5 minutes. They told him that, but they actually had still like 4 hours after that to get it in. But they gave us that so they can have that extra time just to double check and go through everything. But anyway, so I got it to him like an hour after the major deadline. He said this is the timeline, but he still had like 4 hours, right? So, but anyway, he was fire hot, pissing mad with me. Like, we probably lost this project because you ain't listen. I'm like, bro, chill out. It ain't even that serious, right? And so after he talked to me, right? And he stormed out the house. I'm like, I don't care. Go ahead. Don't break our door because you can be replacing it, right? Little lover's quarrel. Well, but I was. My response to him was kind of, maybe I should have just, But anyway, let me tell you why ChatGPT my new best friend. So I was like, dang, I really am going to have to go apologize this time. So I'm thinking about, okay, what can I say? Let me see. I don't know. Let's see what ChatGPT say. So I started a new chat, right? Because if you're chatting, whatever you ask, like if you're asking about your business or some business idea or how to work, and it'll do math for you. Look, it will summarize business spreadsheets for you. It'll do some of everything, right? And it's accurate. Well, for the most part, it's accurate. You just got to go back and check the numbers when you're asking it to do the math, right? But for the most part, they put the calculations in the background like amazingly. So new chat. Okay. So me and my husband, I talk to it. You got to talk to it like you're talking to a human, right? Talk to it just like this. I said, so me and my husband just got into a little argument about something. We've been married 20 years, and he says that I don't really know how to apologize. Help me to apologize to him in a way that seems really sincere for not considering his opinion, right? And immediately hit enter, like send. And immediately it comes back out and hold on, I wonder if I could, hold on. It's a chat. It's probably all the way down. But anyway, it comes back immediately with this most amazing response. I'm like, oh, that's better than what I was even thinking about. So I copied it and I put it in the text and I adjusted it a little bit. You telling Dawn? Look, it was kind of like my counselor, right? So I was like, let me just look at this. And so I took it and I adjusted it with my words, like make it more of my feel. It gave me like it gave me something to work with. I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good. I should listen a little bit more, shouldn't I, ChatGPT? But that's good. Now I know who to come to and to pull my words together before I go say something dumb. And so I adjusted it, baby. Yes, I love you. Matter of fact, it even added like it added that human type feel to it. And I'm just like, this is amazing. So that's a little confessing my sins to the brethren and sisterin. But seriously, if you get, I ain't saying use that for everything, but seriously, it can give you ideas if you stumped about things, if you're not, if you really, like if you're in a creative space, but you just get like this brain fog or whatever. I found that it's really good just to kind of use it just to get ideas from different perspectives. And even if it explains something to you that you don't understand, they have programmed it to where you can go in and say, explain this to me like I was a 6-year-old child. Like they literally have training courses now on how to use the correct prompts. Remember iRobot with Will Smith? And different questions that he was asking, it couldn't give it the right output. It's the same thing what's happening here. You have to ask it the right questions. And so because the way they've formulated, you got to be able, you have to understand it and its capabilities. And in order to get what you're looking for, you have to ask the right question. So if you're interested in it, you can, it's all over YouTube now. Like seriously, look for Chat GPT prompts or prompt engineers, right? So and these are the people that are learning how to do this. These are the ones, because accountants are using them, like all kind of professions are using them now, and they're getting better and they're getting faster with their work. So it's not the AI that's going to take over people's jobs. It's people that know how to use the AI, because they're going to become more proficient and everything. Chat, hold on. Let me go back up and I'm come down here to your comment, just me. And I might incriminate myself, but just in case, hold on. Let me go back up. That last comment you just made about Chat GPT. Hold on. Hold on. BC said, be careful with some apps, family. Your pics may be exposed to other media. Like some nefarious, like porn type stuff, maybe. I don't know. I sure hope not. But yeah, it's all, listen, with anything that comes out, there's always going to be a nefarious group of people that's doing some type of shenanigans with it, right? That's why they had this whole, we need to slow this AI down before it moves too fast. They've already released it, right? And people are going to do nefarious things. Even if there's a right path, somebody's going to find a way to try and just go in the opposite direction. Oh my God, it's time for me to switch my reading. Look, hold on. Okay. There's always somebody that's going to, and what I'll do, I'll forego or WASP this section, and we'll go right in here to the secret Nazarite scroll. But it's always some nefarious person that's going to find the wrong way to do something, right? And that's in anything, not just with this, that's everywhere. So it really comes down to the person. Even though it's artificial intelligence, it's still not more intelligent than us. If we would train our bodies appropriately and line up to the light of Creator, once you bring all your lights online and the ether opens to you, that we will run circles around computers every single time, even in math, right? So hold on. When you click agree to the terms, right? Yeah, and they can, right? But and if you just don't want to deal with it, then we have a choice. We don't have to use it, right? Okay. That's that Uncle A syndrome. Oh, I'm like, oh, Uncle A. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Inside joke. Drill Sergeant used to say, if you don't know, act like you know. Okay, I'm going back down. So I was telling you about my husband and what I did. Hold on. Okay. Listen, my apology. I did mean it. I did mean it, right? Because I find myself having to apologize a lot, because sometimes I don't know what to say out my mouth. I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't know what to say out my mouth, right? And sometimes it's like, oops, I should have thought about that before I said it. And I realized that when his whole facial expression changed, and so I was like, darn it, Pam, you did it again. You need to go on a fast from talking, like you need to go on a silence feast, right? So I did, auntie. Right? I was just getting ideas. I didn't use all of it word for word, right? I didn't use all of it word for word. I look over it and I'm like, you know what, that's pretty doggone good. And so I had a framework to work with, and I just added my whole personality on top of it. It just helped me put my words together, right? But I was sincere, right? Prince, what's going on, brother? Okay. You know I'm a mental health practitioner, right? Always throwing a few babies. I know, Dawn. Okay, let's get back down to this. Just Me said, Chat GPT will have us all in jail for plagiarism. And it will if you don't learn how to use it appropriately, right? Listen, let me tell you, when you use it, you can't, if you're using it for scholastic stuff for school, you can't just take your answers and plug it in there or have it do a paper, because it will write a paper for you. It will write an entire business plan for you in under a minute. It will write a marketing plan for you in under a minute based on what you put in. Y'all go play with it. Matter of fact, let me give y'all the link so y'all can play with it. Matter of fact, I was on the phone with my aunt for one of my aunts a little over an hour yesterday, because she's developing things for her business. I said, you heard of Chat GPT? She said, no. I said, let me send you this link real quick. Go ahead and sign up, and I'm gonna walk you through how to use this. We was on the phone for an hour. I said, now, after it gave you that list of 10, I said, ask it, if you didn't like those, ask it for 10 more, right? And I said, if you didn't like that, ask a different question, so we played with it. She said, this is good. And her and her husband, they were sitting there, they was talking about it. She was like, I'm so glad I called you. I said, this is the bomb. You just got to learn how to use it. So let me see. Let me give y'all this link real quick. You had to sign up. You could probably just hold on. Let me do this. Chat. Okay, there you go, right there. It's chat.openai.com. Let's see. We're gonna get back to this plagiarism. Okay, so that's the link right there. Y'all can play with it. Play with it. You gotta create an account first, and then just go. It'll open up. It'll look just like a text thread, and you can ask it questions, and it'll come back just like you texting somebody. But play with it. Okay, so now if you're using it for school, Shayla, hey cousin, if you're using it for school, you can still use it for school, but do not, like I said, when you're writing your papers, because it'll write a whole paper for you. Like your professor can give you something, even with numbers, accounting, and all this stuff. You can tell it what you're doing, like talk to it like it's a person, right? Give me this, and it'll spit it out. Give me an outline for this paper that I'm writing. It's about this, this, and this, and give it all the information that you know about your paper that you have to do. Put it in there, and it'll spit out information. And then if you're okay with that, say, give it to me in MLA format or APA format. I'm sorry, what is it? MLM. Well, I use APA all the time. That's what we have to use. I say, put it in APA format. And now I have a framework, right? But you don't want to use that, because that is plagiarism, because what it's doing is pulling all that information that they found online. They went and got that very specific information that you asked it for, and it pulled it from those resources online that it's been programmed with, and it will give it to you. But it'll look amazing, and it'll put it in APA format. It'll give you a reference. If you're writing a paper, if you need references from this, you can ask it to give you 4 references for this paper based on what we wrote. Give me quotes out of these references along with the references, and put it in APA format. It will do that for you. You can literally write a paper, a whole 20-page paper, unless I say going through formatting and changing it to your tone and adjusting it so it's not plagiarism. Take you less than an hour to write a whole 20-page paper. I tested it. But what you do, You don't take that information. If you're going to use that, you're going to need a couple more apps, right? And I figured it out because that was my main, because I was like, oh, this is going to be plagiarism. I said, I can't turn in anything like this. But there's also, and professors are hip to this. And I went looking, I'm looking at some of the professors' channels and they're talking about this. And they pretty much like, what we going to do about this? Ain't nobody really got to study nothing no more. And I'm putting it in my own words. And they said, and I played with it. This is amazing. I can write a paper in 5 minutes, like this whole channel that the professors from different colleges are on. They said, how do we even detect this? So the professors are hip on it as well. But even with the detectors, there are apps like you can take, okay, say if you ask it something and use it for academic purposes, you can copy and you can go to writer.com. It's an AI content detector, and you can paste it in there and it will tell you if it's, and it gives you like this bar, and it has from 0 to 100, and it'll let you know the lower the scale is, the more likely that AI has generated this content for you. The higher it is, and it'll let you know if you paste it in there and it's like 14%, it's gonna tell you this looks like this is all AI, and I'm summing it up. You might want to adjust this so it has a more human feel. The higher it gets, and once I've adjusted things, I just kind of take the bare bones, give me ideas, help me fill in some of the stuff. Because sometimes when I write a paper, I just got bare bones, like I got like 1 page. Help me fill it in with facts and data, statistics, and all of this stuff to put in the paper to make it a more professional type paper, right? And once I go in and I start adding and I'm changing the words to my own personality, because that's how my husband in high school, he got an F on one of his papers. He had me, I was doing his papers. And when he went, I think when he got to senior year, was it senior year? No, I was pregnant with Elijah. Junior year, I did one of his papers. It was one of his first papers that he did, but it was his coach, his basketball coach was actually teaching a class. He was the English teacher. Yeah, he was the English teacher, and he read the paper and he gave James an F. And he like, coach, he said, you didn't write this paper, James. He said, this is not even the way you talk. If they're familiar with you, they understand your mannerisms, and your paper has to line up with your personality, right? So a lot of people don't think about all these details, and they go to Chat GPT, boom, got my paper, I'm done, turn it in. Yeah, your teacher's gonna take that paper and put it right in, turn it in, and they're gonna find out you didn't turn in a plagiarized report. Where did you get this from? And now they detect an AI. There's a program called Turn It In that professors use to run your papers through to check for plagiarism, right? So once you put it in one of these content detectors, AI content detectors, then you can see where you sit in on the scale. After I go through some of my stuff, you at 99% human generated content. And then I also have a plagiarism detector. You can pay for a version of Turn It In yourself. And they have other ones up there. And you can take it and you can paste it in there and have them scan through it again. And they'll say no plagiarism detected. You can use Grammarly. Grammarly has a plagiarism detector as well. And also you can probably cite AI. You could cite AI if you wanted to. I mean, it did help you, so you could cite it. And after you do that, you can also, if you're having a trouble rewording some of the stuff, there's another app or app, whatever. You can have it on the phone and on laptop, desktop, and it's called Quillbot. And it can go through and you can take your paper or whatever it gives you, you put it in here, and then it can rephrase it for you. And that's the thing, you have to rephrase it in your own words. And they give you different levels of rephrasing, like standard, fluency, formal, simple, creative, expand, shorten, custom, things like that. But also, while you're going through the prompt engineering classes, you can always get past all of those. And I'm not saying taking shortcuts, but this is just help the scholars and those doing research, just learning how to do things. Because as you're using this, even though AI is doing most of the lead work, it's also teaching you in the process. And that's what you should be learning. Okay, what is this process? And you can ask it. It literally can be your teacher. Teach me how to do this. And I use it on stuff. Okay, help explain this to me. Especially in like my last class, I'm like, I'm not understanding this. Please explain this to me. And it'll go through and it'll give me different things, and I'm reading it. Okay, put that in a conversation with my best friend. I was like, oh, that's what it was saying. You can literally ask it to do things like that for you. Change the conversational tone to help me understand it better. Give me this answer like it was me and my husband talking face to face. It's amazing what it does when you ask it the right things. Over time, it seemed like this could rob us of our individuality, making us all boards. I don't look at it that way. I'm looking at it as it's teaching you how to ask the right questions. If you're going to draw wisdom out of somebody, even if you're not even using it, if you're talking to people, you have to learn how to ask them the right questions, right? Because everything about them, whatever they're going to be as they develop, it's already on the inside of them. You just have to learn how to activate it. And that's how I look at it. I was like, this is amazing. I look at things in a different way. What benefits can we get from this? I always look at the glass half full. And I think it's an amazing tool if used the right way. Just like using any kind of technology. People use some of social media and they do porn or whatever, but we use it to spread light, put seeds in people who are looking for the creator, uncovering the ancient paths, and we're able to spread it across the world. I just always use it. I'll just always look at things as the glass is half full. All right. Now, this is what we got to work with. Let's make it work. All right. So, sorry, I hit the button. I left the studio by mistake. But I think it's a really good tool. If you play with it, look at it, just like, even with simple things, even if you have a job or whatever, if there's a problem or issue that you're working on, something you can't quite figure out, play with it, ask it. It can pull resources for you, things that you didn't know. It'll get it to you a whole lot faster than Google will, right? Google may give it to you, but you got to go through digging through stuff to actually find it. To whereas Chat GPT, if you give it enough specific information, it can give you exactly what it is you're looking for, right? And some people could use it, just give me the answer, and they find where they take the answer and run, right? But for those who really wanted to develop over time or develop a business, develop in their personal, professional career, if there's a better way to use it to help you become better, right? It helps to sharpen you while you're also, it's like a guide. It's like your own personal teacher now that you can literally take with you everywhere. You can do it on your phone, So, but it's the way you look at it, it's the way you use it and how you apply the things that it offers for you. So I'm just saying, my mom said, yes, you definitely have to ask the correct questions. We have to adjust in this time period. That's why we're here. I agree. Everything is moving towards this. Listen, they already been breaking us in for this. What do y'all think Google and Alexa is? That's all it is. It's just their voices speaking to us. Right now they have it to where it can respond back and give us data literally at the drop of a hat, give it to it right on the phone where we can see it in a more it's a more condensed and more precise way. That's what they've been working up to. That's how they've been breaking us in. They have been breaking us in with all of this, and we're not paying attention. It's been here for a long time. Things that are just now released as this, they've been using it for more than decades now. They've been known about this. It's just now got to a point where they can release it to the masses without they can release it to the masses in a safe way, right? Make it, they got to do tweaks to it. They got to dumb it down a whole lot, even though they say they're developing it here. No, they're doing slow leaks to us, and just they're trying to, I'll speak highly of it. They're trying to train us with the slow upgrades that they're leaking down to us, so we can, it's like we're being trained, but they're doing it in a slow manner, and they do it over a progress of years to bring us up to speed. And that's all growth is, right? We see it there. It's like, oh my God, it's the devil. They're going to take over everything. No, that's the same thing Creator is doing. He gives us time. It's a slow progression to build upon the skills we've already been learning. We've already been doing this with Google and Alexa, and not just them. It's a lot of other ones, so exactly. Also remember, garbage in, garbage out, right? We're the programmers. Garbage in, garbage out. You get what you put in. You get out of it what you put in, right? Okay. Oh yeah, it's another conversation. So y'all still talking about the moon in here as well. All right, y'all, listen. This whole video has been about ChatGPT, and we already at 41 minutes. Oh my gosh! But y'all the real MVPs. Y'all gonna stay here and listen to this. But go play with it. It's a great tool. It's not the best that it's going to be. It's definitely getting better, and they're about to release some upgrades to ChatGPT 5. But I'm excited for that. Like, Tickfa, since you mentioned it, I've been on it. I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, seriously, looking at it to develop our business on the marketing side. Me and my husband were sitting here. I say, listen to this information right here. I was like, listen, we're trying to. This is what our business is. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to increase sales. We need a creative marketing idea, but simple. But we need to break through the noise of our industry, bro. The information. I was like, what? We're gonna do this. Right. And I'm checking into it, and it was kind of already on the line of something we was thinking and playing with anyway. But I'm just saying, this is great. It's really good. Just play with it. All right, y'all. But that's it. Let's go ahead. What'd you say? Just me. That's true. From the carrier pigeon of smoke. Right. From the carrier pigeon of smoke signals to ChatGPT. It has been around. All right. They're capitalizing off data. Soon it will be an open market. That's why Instagram and Facebook about to start charging monthly. You know what? Although it may seem like an inconvenience, look at this. I've been thinking about this, and I could be wrong, but this is just my observation, right? A lot of people they're not developing with the times, like the information age, everything is just progressing. If they're not keeping up, they're the ones that are going to fall behind, right? And the way things are changing, even jobs, like I said, even jobs. Think about what happened with when the pandemic came through, how it changed the economic atmosphere, and everybody began working from home. They took everything that was face to face and they learned how to make it work during a pandemic. And I'm like, pandemic, chat AI. I don't know. I'll say this: they never let a pandemic or anything bad go to waste, right? It's the opportune time to begin pushing this, and this here you got the rise and the I guess the rise of social media, even people that never been on social media before, right? But also look at how things are. If the housing market, the housing market always has its ebbs and flows, right? But it seems like, I mean, nothing can. I just say it always has its ebbs and flows, but the pricing for houses or even just an apartment to rent is getting ridiculous. But look at this. If you are adjusting yourself in your professional life, your job, your business to keep up with everything that's going on, how everything is progressing, and if you are actually expanding your storefront, your traditional type business, and adding that that internet piece to it where you can begin to transact business online. There's a way to transact business online with anybody. Pandemic has proven that. You don't have to come in my store. We can make this work online, right? Everything, they have drop shipping, all of this stuff. If you are developing with the times, the increase in the rates and rent and the housing and all that stuff, it will not matter, because you are literally being trained how to create money and pull it out of thin air. That's literally what you can do when you get into the digital space, right? It is amazing. So instead of crying about, oh my gosh, they price on us out, we can't find nowhere to rent, sounds like you need to increase your skills, because those who have learned how to do this, they don't care. They be raising the rent. How much a month? 100? Okay, whatever. I'll just send out some more ads. I'll run some more campaigns. And it literally becomes an ATM for those that think and are paying attention to what is going on, right? So that's my thoughts on it. And some people, they got a long learning curve, they get frustrated, but stay focused. And if you grow there, you can adjust yourself to how the housing market is growing. You will be okay doing this ebbs and flows, and especially during all its high peak times. Interest rates, I think, are out of control. I'm like, are we ever going to see at least 3%? But also work on your credit score as well. As you're increasing all of that, work on your credit, all of this stuff plays a big part, and you won't be affected by it. So even if social media do start charging just to have an account, okay, whatever, right? It's weeding out those that refuse to grow with this age and where we're going, right? And everybody has their own opinion about it, but I look to choose. Like I said, I like to look at the glass half full all the time. How can we capitalize on this? What can we learn from this? How can this make us better? Okay, what are we not paying attention to if it's a bit uncomfortable for us? That's just how I operate, So, all right, y'all. This I'm gonna change the thumbnail to chat GPT. All right, let me close this. We'll come back to a wide speed when we come back. Let me just jump into the secret Nazarite scroll, the Holy Megillah. So, all right, y'all have to stay after school for detention. All right, y'all. Let's finish up this chapter real quick. We have 48 minutes. OMG. All right, y'all. So we paused on page 143 at verse 187, and we just learned about Judah being a master of Zion, right? They were friends. They helped Rapha. She was beat up. She heard the call. She was going to the top of the mountain. Then you had Lucifer's soldiers, his minions, trying to block the way to life. And they beat her up, and they were about to violate her when Judah came upon them. And him being a master of Zion, he kind of beat them dudes away. And then everybody else that was going, they came and they helped her out. So they helping to restore her so they can all ascend the mountain together. Look at that. They saw their sister in need and hurt, and instead of walking past her, going up the mountain, I heard the call, I'm gonna leave you there. You know what? They didn't realize this is your first lesson of being called up the mountain, right? We see our brothers and sisters in pain and hurting and stuff, but we so worried about our call getting up the mountain that we, excuse me, step over your blood and stuff. Let me go on up here. Right? And we just ignore them on the way to the call. Well, you failed the first test. Go back down the mountain, right? How could you walk over a brother and sister that was in dire need of help, right? Exactly, Prince, the Good Samaritan. You failed the first test. Go back down the mountain. But all of them, they surrounded her, and you had one Isha going up the mountain. I'll be back. There's some healing herbs up there. I know we're going up there for the call, but there are also some healing herbs. So I'm gonna go get the herbs and I'm gonna bring them back to help her. Judah was like, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay and watch. Ain't nobody gonna mess with it. And everybody else that heard the drum beat in their heart, right? The call to come up the holy mountain. They came upon her. Oh my gosh, what's going on? How can we help? How can we be of assistance? And everybody had a gift. Somebody helped build a shelter, to cover her until Isha came back down the mountain with the herbs. Somebody went to go get water, one of the gatherers, right? And you had somebody that came who had saved the sheep from the hunters who were slaughtering animals and eating them. And this sheep became her best friend. And so she said, let me tell you the story about this sheep and why she following me. I saved her from the hunters that wanted to eat her. And now she joyfully shares with me her wool and milk. And I know it's going to be a little while before he get back with the water, but maybe we can give her some of the milk just to kind of keep her hydrated. So everybody shared a little bit of what they have to this woman who was in distress. Legs had been broken and she fell unconscious, right? So everybody's going to the call, but they can't bypass a sister who is hurting and in pain just to get to their call, right? A lot of us fail our test. We're like, man, get out of here. In Jesus' name, bless you. I'm going in here and go to church. Get outside the church doors. You failed the first test. Get out. How can, like, this is a part of the first test. This is a part of the first test. You failed. Go back down the mountain, right? Look, okay, so that's the background. So we'll pick up at verse 187. Matter of fact, let me go. Let me go to verse 159. Go back to verse 159. I know it's a little bit, but I think that's good just to kind of flow into verse 187. Abdiel again began to play his drum, and the drumming was like a heartbeat. Abdiel said, "Behold, this is royal music, for it is the music of the palace of the heart. Yea, this is the Shur HaSharim, the song of songs. With this drumming, we can send forth the Kara HaKodesh, the holy call, and some seekers will hear and approach us. And those that approach us will experience an encountering, which is a contact with Nazarene evangelists. And those who are deemed sincere seekers will be invited to a gathering of the Kehillah, the congregation. And some that attend the gathering will hear the Koleya, which is the voice of Yah within. And they who hear the Koleya will join the Kehillah. And some not yet ready to hear the Koleya will at least sense it and will continue to visit the Kehillah, but are not yet ready to join. And some not yet ready to hear or even sense the presence will visit and leave. But even those who leave have had a seed planted within and may one day return where the seed has sprouted. You who have come are those of Cush You who have come are those of Cush with ears to hear the call from the top of the holy mount. You are the first to heed the call, but the Kara will be sounded in every region of Cush. For some who have not the ears to hear the call made from the mount will hear if we go near them. But lo, most will not hear the Kara even then, for most of the world do not yet have the ears to hear. Adam and Eve will accompany me on the journey through Cush. The rest of you will remain here and care for Rapha until we return. Then we will ascend the holy mount together. Like, let's go together. Same thing like what we see in Owaspi, right? Go on back there and fix up your messes, and then I'll raise you all up together. Nobody's better than one another. Everybody you lorded over said you was better, your gift was better than them, and they, no. Teach them so you all can be on the same level. And then when everybody's at the same level, everybody can move to the next level together. The rest of you will remain here and care for Rapha until we return. Then we will ascend the holy mount together. Rapha spoke, I give thanks for the help of my brethren and sisterin. I ask that Isha, after my healing, teach me the art of healing that I may heal others. For it is now the calling of my heart to become a healer. Isha replied, thus it shall be. Abdiel said, O Adam and Eve, join me now in the holy drumming. O people of Cush, Kushab, yea, prick up your ears. And the three Nazarites began their journey to the various regions of Cush. And this is verse 187. In each region of Cush, the three Nazarites sat and drummed the Kara. Remember, the Kara, Qara, is the call, right? The Kara HaKodesh is the holy call. In each region of Cush, the three Nazarites sat and drummed the Kara, and several thousand men and women did make the approach, which is to say, they gathered round the Nazarene drums and listened to the words of the Nazarene evangelists. Behold, Abdiel preached to them, saying, beware, there are now two voices in this world. Yea, there is the voice of the upward spiral. Yea, there is the voice of the upward spiral, and that is the koleya, the voice of Yah. And there is the voice of the downward spiral, which is the voice of Satan. And Abdiel preached to the people about the true Jah and Elohim and the false god masquerading as Yahweh. And he spoke of the great sin of killing and eating animals. I like that. And he spoke of the great sin of killing and eating animals, which was spreading throughout. And he spoke of the Nazarene Church of the Essene Way and the Nazarite priesthood that he was called to establish on this world by the Lord and Lady. And Adam and Eve gave their testimony, how they had fallen, but now were saved. And this preaching of the three Nazarites to them that made the approach was called the encountering. And of the several thousand who made the approach, several hundred stayed for the duration of the encountering. And those who stayed for the duration of the encountering and were deemed sincere seekers were invited to gather the next day in a certain place for a gathering of the congregation. And of the several hundred that gathered with the congregation, 144 heard the koleya and joined the kehillah. The three Nazarites led the 144 to the place where they had left Rapha and the others, which was the foot of the trail that leads to the top of the holy mount in the center of the garden. The brethren and sisterin greeted one another with great joy. Abdiel and Isha led the assembly up the trail of the Abdiel and Isha led the assembly up the trail of the Mount of Peace. Yea, Abdiel and Isha walked hand in hand, for they had declared their marriage to the assembly. For behold, at her first sight of Abdiel, Isha had felt within herself, he is to be my husband. And at his first sight of Isha, Abdiel had known within himself, she is to be my wife. And those that walked the path together were 157 in number. Hey, son. And those who walked the path together were 157 in number. Abdiel, Isha, Adam, Eve, Rapha, Judah, Shira, Ada, Rhea, Elzabad, Omnan, Ebed, Yashar, and the 144 converts. Rapha's legs were mostly healed, and Judah helped her walk. Like, bro, how long did y'all stay at the foot of the mountain? That was good, now I know, listen, if you listen to the fasting guy, Lauren Lockman, he talked about when he had broke his, I think he broke his leg. He broke his leg, went to the doctor, and from the time he broke his leg, he stopped eating. And his legs healed supernaturally fast because now his digestive system didn't have to worry about sending all of that energy to his gut. It redirected all of that energy, and the healing mechanisms in the body kicked in, and it directed itself towards his leg. Even his doctor was surprised at how fast his leg had healed, right? Y'all got to go back to that. I think he might have it in the title, Fasting for Healing Broken Bones. Remember, I am not a medical professional. That's why the medical disclaimer is coming through here now. This video is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Go find your own doctor. I had to say that. But you can go, he is a medical professional, and he's taking his whole practice towards the holistic route. And so with the different things, he's had a couple breaks and bruises, and also I think he broke his arm too because he used to do construction. So there was a couple freak accidents he had, but he was early on in his life, but he was learning about fasting then, and he realized he just had gotten into the habit of fasting, and he realized if something was wrong with his body, the quickest way to heal it was to water fast. You can also do it with herbs. There's a few different ways to do it, but his route was water fasting. You know, so all the testimonies, and then people go to him by the thousands, just like they do with some of the other master herbalists and healers, but he just does it with straight water. There was this doctor that I had read about back in the day. I want to say it was during the Civil War time, to where, because they didn't have access. Well, when they ran out of supplies and stuff, he didn't have anything else. And so the patients, what he would do, he'd recommend drink more water. And he would increase their water intake to make sure their bodies were properly hydrated, because he didn't have access to any more of the medical stuff and all of that. So the only thing he knew the power of water in the body. So even during that time, he was helping a lot of people heal fast and recover just by running water through their body. He just said that's all they had. And so that's what he did, right? Increase the water intake, right? People that get arthritis, bones tightening, or not bones tightening, but body tightening, ligaments and all that stuff, those are clear signs of dehydration. Stop drinking all the sodas and all this other stuff. Get some sleep and drink water and rest and get out in the sunlight, right? You need the angel of air. Excuse me. You need the angel of air, the angel of sunlight, and the angel of water, and the angel of rest and peace. Like, you need all of them, right? And that will literally heal your body. Matter of fact, Essene Gospel of Peace talks about that. And if anybody have ever done an extended period of fasting, water fasting, you know that to be true. These are things that you can test. All right. Verse 208. Rapha's legs were mostly healed, and Judah helped her walk, for she was to be his wife. Yea, Judah and Rapha had declared their marriage. When they reached the top of the mount, they sat beneath the tree of life, and Abdiel revealed the Bahir Shabbatayim, each of the 7 candles, just as the lamb and dove had revealed unto him. And we already read through the 7 candles back in the previous chapter. So if you miss it, just go back and you will see it's actually the title. So, or just find the video. I think it's in my title and the thumbnail, the 7 candles. Tikva. Look, when they reached the top of the mount, they sat beneath the tree of life, and Abdiel revealed the Bahir Shabbatayim, each of the 7 candles, just as the lamb and dove had revealed unto him. Behold, when Abdiel revealed the 4th candle, which is the illumination of the 12 tribes of the nation of Yisrael, he named the chiefs of each tribe. If the chief was a male, his title was Zaken, or maybe it could be Zaquin. Zaken, Zaqen, which means elder. If the chief was female, her title was Ziknah, Ziqnah, which means eldress. Oh yeah, he brought it back. Oh, so you talking about Judah and Rapha? What you talking about? You don't want to give me my office. We leaving it as a guest bedroom. I could have all the bright flashing lights in there.
Why do we buy a whole bedroom suit then?
Because our oldest son moved back in.
That's a brand new suit.
I know. I'm fine with that. I like the kitchen, babe. I like the kitchen. I was joking. Well, don't be talking about my studio equipment then.
You gotta look at that studio Rockefeller in New York City.
I don't leave it up all day. As soon as we're done, I pack it all down and I put it up.
I mean, it goes somewhere, and that's it. But anyway,
we got to get a bigger house with an office and the guest room. Yes.
You want to take a bigger mortgage payment for some lights? It's lights, man.
We don't have to keep the mortgage payment. We just pay it off early.
Why not keep these lights? How about, that's what you're not saying.
You know what? I'm doing the service for the Creator, and I want to be the best that I can be.
Why don't you go outside and let his light shine on you?
I could do that.
That'd be good. I think that's a good idea.
I guess, listen, if I do that, I got to get more equipment.
You don't need equipment for his life.
The wind gonna be blowing. The angel of the wind gonna be standing right there. Sis,
I think every prayer you pray in the morning for him to be your protector. I think he'll protect you from the wind.
listen, I'm gonna need a mic that has this cover where the wind. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That would be amazing though. Then I can get big elephant ear plants and stuff and put them behind me, and we just look like we out in nature all the time. Like I'm okay with that.
Green screen. Good idea. Good idea.
If I'm gonna let his light shine on me.
What did Cole say on Martin? Rent spoons. Rent spoons.
Look. All right, let me finish this, y'all. And Mr. Murphy is.
Hey, I'm driving that Charger today. Jeremiah?
I don't care. Jeremiah was like, I got another car.
You said what?
Jeremiah said, I don't care.
Why? Drove the other day.
Jeremiah don't want a boy. He growing up a little bit more. My husband's like, I don't know why you in such a rush to get bills to pay. We gave you a car. I don't want it. All right, we'll go and you get your own insurance and everything. And so what he do? He did it, right? He got it. Listen, Jeremiah's the best child though. He went and asked for a small little loan and gave it to him. He listened. We've been telling him about his credit.
He could have hold on to it.
We've been working with him on his credit because he just starting off. He didn't have any credit. So, but he listens and he takes to heart, and he's what'd you say? Yeah, it was that part, him listening. Like, you ain't got to listen to us. We try and get his advice to those that come ask.
Let me tell you something.
But Jeremiah listens to the T.
No, let me tell you something.
I was like, boy, they gave you a limit higher than what they give us. Oh my gosh. Put us up there as an authorized user. You can keep the card, but let us benefit from your credit.
Because this little joker got a car note and insurance. They done
gave him a credit card. They done gave him a loan. I mean, he worked for us. He ain't got to worry about paying that. He didn't got his stuff set up. Mom, you go ahead and split my check. This going in. He set up his automatic deduction payments. They're gonna come right out of his savings account. It's split. He don't even touch the money. I'm like, boy, you save money better than we save money. Elijah was like, bro, how much money you got in your savings? Jeremiah like, boy, if you don't get out my face, you should have listened. All these years, mom and dad been telling you to do this, and you not listening. I just came along and listened. Now I'm reaping the benefits. And Elijah walking through here, I got to get my whole life together. What you say, babe? What was you about to say?
Oh,
you said, let me tell you.
Oh, this little joker, man. Now he eat at home every day.
Oh, yeah.
All day. Because you got a car note and insurance to pay. Joker don't eat out no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, he ain't making his lunch.
His house no more.
Every morning like clockwork. And he'll making his lunch, cooking his breakfast. All right, babe. Love you. Y'all be safe out there.
You gonna drive the job site, man. Virginia Beach.
You better hurry up.
Take it too long, man. We gotta go. I'm gonna be there in no time.
You better be speeding. Because these tickets now, the car is registered in your name, so it's gonna be coming with your name on the bill and not your daddy's. Boy. And you know they put in going to Virginia Beach, they got 4 more tolls now out there. You're gonna catch 2 going and you catch 2 coming back. And you ain't got your easy pass yet, so be mindful of that. What you need to do, you just need to go to and get you one and put it up there and just load it with the money. Because every time they send you your toll bills, it's already late. You already got extra $25 to pay. It's ridiculous. They need to get a better system in place. So get that little thing and put it in your window. All right. All right. The lessons in nature would be amazing. We should definitely work up to that. What? Yeah, I'll leave them for you too. You can wash them when you get home. Bye. Love you too. All right, let me go back. Okay. Verse 2:12. Oh yeah. I want 10 minutes. All right, we almost done with this chapter. Yeah, we about done. We're gonna finish this. Okay. Verse 2:12. If the chief was a male, his title was Zaken, which means elder. If the chief was female, her title was Ziknah, which means eldress, and the naming of the chiefs was as follows: Abdiel was Zaken of Shevet Nazarene, the tribe of priests and priestess. And this was fitting for Abdiel. And this was fitting, for Abdiel was the first priest of this world. Isha was Ziknah of Shevet Raphaim, the tribe of healers. Let me highlight this. Actually, where's my highlight? I'm using my pen. Hold on. Okay, that way I can find it quicker. A lot faster. Okay. Isha was Ziknah of Shevet Raphaim, the tribe of healers. But lo, Isha announced that as soon as her student Rapha completed training, Rapha would serve as Ziknah of this tribe, and Isha would assist Abdiel in the guidance of Shevet Nazarene and all of Yisrael. For Abdiel and Isha were the first king and queen of the nation of Yisrael. And it was fitting that Rapha become the Ziknah of the tribe of healers, for upon being the first person healed by Isha, Rapha had pledged to dedicate her life to healing others. Judah was Zaken of Shevet Erayot, the tribe of lions. And this was fitting, for he was the founder of Zayin, the martial art in which each Nazarene lion would be trained. And think about the tribe of Judah and how it describes them. Even if you read some of the passages in the book of Jasher, when you think about Judah, you think about the lion of Judah. That particular tribe is represented by lions, right? Shira was Ziknah of Shevet Sharim Va Davarim, the tribe of songs and words. And this was fitting, for it was her joy to lift the spirits of others with her angelic voice and to encounter others to share their gifts of music and words. Elzabad was Zaken of Shevet Rekushim, the tribe of gatherers of materials. And this was fitting, for he had from the beginning been such a gatherer. Yea, it was his joy to provide needed raw materials to others with as little impact on nature as possible. Adam and Zaken of Shevet Ikharim, the tribe of farmers. Adam was Zaken of Shevet Ikharim, the tribe of farmers. And this was fitting, for after his repentance from hunting and eating animals, Adam decided to provide vegetarian food for the whole world. Thus, the first hunter on this world became the first farmer. Truly, he became an expert on soil, and with the help of Eve, transformed dead soil into living soil. Adah was Ziknah of Shevet Omanim, the tribe of artists and crafters. And this was fitting, for even as her name meant beautiful adornment, it was her joy to create beautiful art to make others happy. Yea, and she encouraged others to express themselves through arts and crafts. Omnam was Zaken of Shevet Karashim, the tribe of skilled tradesmen. And this was fitting, for he was skilled in the art of using stone and wood to build homes and other useful things, and was a gifted teacher of these skills. Ebed was Zaken of Shevet Ovdim, the tribe of service workers. And this was fitting, for he was an unskilled laborer. Ebed was blessed with the desire to help. Yea, whatever work he assisted with, his desire was to serve the Lord and Lady by helping others. And that is holy work. For holy work is not a particular type of work, but the attitude with which we embrace our work. Highlight that with a different color highlighter. I'm gonna read that again. Holy work. Listen, remember, I was just kind of talking about that a little bit. I look at the glass half full. How can we learn? Like, yeah, it's the same thing. And that, hold on, let me go back. Ebed was Zaken of Shevet Ovdim, the tribe of service workers. And this was fitting, for though he was an unskilled laborer, Ebed was blessed with a desire to help. Yea, whatever work he assisted with, his desire was to serve the Lord and Lady by helping others. And that is holy work. For holy work is not a particular type of work, but the attitude with which we embrace our work. I had to highlight it, put asterisk, and underline. The attitude with which we embrace our work. Yashar was Zakin of Shevet Roshalim, the tribe of merchants, and this was fitting, for even as his name meant upright and just, Yashar was the epitome of the fair and just businessman. Yea, he never practiced inequity in his dealings, and he shared his bounty with the poor. He practiced holiness in everyday life. Rapha was Ziknah of Shevet Roim, the tribe of shepherds. And this was fitting, for even as her name means friend, she was the first human friend of sheep. Yea, she had the ability to speak with sheep, heart to heart, mind to mind, with no need of the voice. Eve was Ziknah of Shevet Akarim, the tribe of other acceptable work. And this was fitting, for even as her name means life, any type of work proposed by a Nazarene must be in harmony with the principle of life. For what good are projects or products that promote the cause of death at the expense of life? Let me read that again. And remember, don't get caught up on the name Eve, because it says in the beginning what her real name was, but for the sake of conversation, because that's what the majority knows, they're going to use the name Eve in here, but they do explain and give her real name all the way at the beginning chapter when it first started talking about Adam and Eve, down in the footnote. Verse 248, Eve was Ziknah of Shevet Akarim, the tribe of other acceptable work, and this was fitting, for even as her name means life, any new type of work proposed by a Nazarene must be in harmony with the principle of life. For what good are projects or products that promote the cause of death at the expense of life? You know what? I just thought about something. That's really good. Okay. I'll use this because it's a y'all probably don't even know, but in the Christian realm on the internet, there's this little, well, they squashed it now. Since yesterday, I seen two people put out there. A matter of fact, all three of them now have put out videos kind of apologizing to one another. Somebody called it the Christian love triangle. Three dudes talking and somebody not minding their own business going in on the interview that two other dudes was talking about or whatever. And towards the end of the videos, they started talking about a company a company that not bottles water, but they put water in a can, right? And I want to say this because y'all, you can look into it, right? Now, me as a business person, I thought the marketing for it was absolutely genius, right? Even though it's of a dark nature, I probably necessarily wouldn't go as far as they did with some of their marketing, but it's the market to the crowd to drink more water, right? So they use like hard rock and stuff like that. And the water is called liquid death. Y'all heard of liquid death? It sounds like something. When I first bought it in, my husband said, "What is you drinking?" I said I had to test. I was looking into it. I drink water, sparkling water, whatever. And I was like, what is this being sold in liquid death? Right? It's kind of like this oxymoron, right? So let me show y'all can. Let me show y'all can. Somebody was like, see, the witchery. Hold on, let me get one for you so y'all can see. Let's go right open. Hold on, I close the door first. We'll grab one. But this is a perfect example. And I think, look, I think after this, I may not buy anymore. Just look at the way that this explained. Okay, so this says um Eve. Eve was Zikna of Shevet Akarim, the tribe of other acceptable work. And this was fitting, for even as her name means life, any new type of work proposed by a Nazarene must be in harmony with the principle of life. For what good are projects or products that promote the cause of death at the expense of life? When I read that, this water can popped in my mind. It's called liquid death. When you first look at it, it look like still reserved. Girl, you drinking? No, it is actually water in a can, right? Just like you have sparkling water in a can, you got buble, you got all the other names, right? Water in a can. And all it is sparkling water. They got is this one is called liquid death, right? And the flavor is bury it alive, and it's really good. It really is. But I looked, let me read the back of this. This ruthless tall boy of flavored sparkling water is armed with agave nectar and natural electrolytes to refresh your body and murder your thirst. And then down at the bottom, I love their hashtags. And they said hashtag death to plastic. Then we donate 10% of the profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution. So I actually looked into this company and the founder of the company, and I really like the story, but he was saying, how can we set ourselves apart from all the other noise out here in the bottled water, sparkling water world, right? How can we appeal to those who normally wouldn't drink water? How can we get them to drink more water, right? So they came up with other names. I was like, no, not catchy enough, not catchy enough, and so when they came across liquid death, they just kind of ran with that a little bit, and it was kind of hashing things out. If you ever get a chance, if you're even interested, go through it and just Google liquid death founder and look at some of the little videos. They're not that long. There are some hour-long ones, but I looked at all of the little short ones, like the 6-minute, 12, 15-minute ones, and some of them are actually broken up from some of the bigger interviews. But I'm like, this is genius marketing, the way they did it, the way they set up. And it before their first, I think it was their first month, they did the way that they marketed, because they understand a little bit they understand a little bit about marketing online. They took those skills and they marketed this product themselves and got them, I believe it was $1 million. I think it was their first month in sales. I'm just like, this is crazy. No, maybe not the first one. I think the first, when it was coming out, they was getting everything ramped up. They actually had there were people like giving into it. They raised I think $100,000 to start with the first shipments and everything, and then it was shortly after that where they had their first $1 million month. They hadn't even cracked 4 months yet, and they hit $1 million in sales simply because of the marketing. When you have genius marketing, people learn about you a lot faster. They start digging into you, especially if there's an authentic story behind you. A lot of times people can sell, I ain't gonna sell a piss poor product. It got to be at least a little decent, right? But if that's why people, they go back to barbers that's giving them parts that's a mile thick because of the relationship that's been built, and they feel like they're gonna cheat on their barber if they go to somebody else. Even if their barber not there, they're like, bro, sit in my chair. He be screwing your head. Everybody can be clowning you in the barber shop, but because of your loyalty to your barber, you won't sit in anybody else's chair. Now, you may go ghost for about 6 months and you go out of town and get your hair cut by somebody else and avoid all the places where your barber be hanging out. Like, yo, homie, who faded you up? You ain't come to my chair. You may go out of town to cheat on your barber, but you ain't gonna do it here. Same reason why most women stay with their beauticians as well. It's the relationship that's built, and so that's what they did. That was the whole concept that they used behind this, right? And so some of the things that they did beforehand, and they looked at the marketing and the people that they were trying to market to, those in like the industry or whatever, because at this time, that's when Monster had become really big, and Monster energy drink cans are like this. And so even they wanted to get children to drink more water as well. They said, how can kids, because a lot of times you got to fight with children, eat your vegetables and stuff like this. So they're thinking about all of this. And so they're like, how can we get them to feel like they're still cool, give them a this cool package to put it in, but still they're refreshing their body, they're being hydrated, because they're all about hydration and stuff. It's just this. It's throwing the Christians all in a tizzy. Right, and not all of them. Some of them actually, it was like, this is pretty cool. But then you got other ones. This is the devil's juice. So you shouldn't even, don't let your good be evil spoken of. Don't, whatever, twisting all that. And I'm just like, I mean, well, you got a point. Okay, I see it. Because when you first see it in a store, it's like liquid death. Everybody kind of like, what is that? And what it does is, it's designed to break your state. Right? I talk about breaking your state. You got to get somebody's attention, almost like clickbait. It's literally a clickbait title for you just to come pick it up. Can we at least get them to pick it up? Pick it up. What is this? Why would they even allow this in a store? Wait, this is sparkling water? Agave nectar, electrolytes, only 20 calories, 3 grams of sugar. That's for the flavored ones. It's 3 grams of sugar for the flavored ones. And they look at it. The ingredients is carbonated mountain water, agave nectar, natural passion fruit flavor, and I'm plant-based. You know what? I think I might give this a try. Natural hibiscus flavor, natural black cherry flavor. You start reading through this, right? And so they've cornered the market. They were able to do a clickbait title, at least to get people's attention to pick it up, right? So they got this checklist on how to grow a business and literally make it go viral. And so they tested it small, they adjusted the title, the name of it and everything. And now it's growing like wildfire, right? And it don't taste any different than some of my bubbly. Some people call it bubbly. It's bubbly. It don't taste any different from my bubbly sparkling waters or whatever. And I ain't died, right? I'm still yet alive. But yeah, so it's this whole thing going back and forth with a major Christian social media and stuff, and other ones like, bro, you was going really overboard. Like, you don't really have to do this with that. It's water. But I can see it from both sides, right? And this is what reminded me of that, right? It said, for what good? Matter of fact, let's go back up. And this was fitting, for even as her name means life, any new type of work proposed by a Nazarene must be in harmony with the principle of life. For what good are projects or products that promote the cause of death, liquid death, at the expense of life, trying to get you to drink more water, but on the outside it looked like it's something that's going to kill you? This is a perfect example of that. And I'm totally, now I'm looking at it in a different light, and I've just chose it within my heart already. I'm like, I ain't even gonna buy no more of it. And it's pretty cool. So, but now that I see this, I can see it from a higher light now. So I probably, even though some of my titles are extreme, I don't think I would do one like this. What, babe? What you looking for?
Oh, no. I need the floor plan. Normally it's send one, but of what today is, but just, you ain't gotta send it now, just when you finish up. I'll be at the job site by the time you finish. So
okay.
Just send it to me.
They didn't send it in a, hold on.
No, normally they're sending with the packet.
Okay.
They sent the last one with the packet, but I don't know if they're gonna send. I just want to be prepared.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I literally got like 5 more verses, and I'll be done. Okay. All right, y'all. So that was a perfect example, but it's good. It is. It's really good, but don't take it inside of any Christian circles. They gonna just look at you. You drinking in the church, bro? It's sparkling water, and it's actually quite tasty if you like sparkling water. But yeah, but I thought this was reading this. I thought this was a perfect example because it was flashing right in the forefront of my mind. So I'm like, okay.
Don't promote nothing unless you get paid.
What you say?
Don't promote nothing unless you get sponsored.
See, I ain't promoting it though. I was giving an example of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't promoting it. Yeah. My husband said, don't promote nothing unless you're getting paid. Okay, let me read this again. Verse 248. Another kiss. Eve was Zikna of Shevet Akarim, the tribe of other acceptable work. And this was fitting, for even as her name means life, any new type of work proposed by a Nazarene must be in harmony. Excuse me. Any new type of work proposed by a Nazarene must be in harmony with the principle of life. For what good are projects or products that promote the cause of death at the expense of life? Behold, after receiving the Bahir Shabbatayim, excuse me. All right. Behold, after receiving the Bahir Shabbatayim, all were instructed in the Nazarene teachings and were baptized. All the elders and eldresses were certain others of the assembly were trained for the Nazarene priesthood. For even though some elders and eldresses would work at occupations outside the priesthood, it was important that they be well versed in the Nazarene teachings, and a village was built, which was the first Nazarene kibbutza on this world, and its name was Jerusalem, which means foundation of peace. And that is the last verse, but there is footnote number 12 after Jerusalem, and it says at the bottom, this original Jerusalem was located in what today is called Ethiopia, which is the ancient land of Cush. It is not to be confused with the later city in Israel, also named Jerusalem, though that later city may have been named after this ancient Ethiopian city. And that is our reading for today, beautiful people. All right. So when we come back, we are also going to forego, while we read in this chapter, at least why this chapter? We're just going to read this for that day because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, and I'm asking people for feedback. So this is the one. If you was here yesterday, at the very end of the video, we was kind of talking about this a little bit, just kind of preparing everybody, share your insights and stuff. And I'm gonna share what I seen in OWASP that lines up with this. Because at first I'm like, hold on, what do you mean? You allowing this? You know, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know, but I want to throw out the whole book. I'm just kind of looking at everything. So when we come back tomorrow, we're not going to be here because we're observing the Sabbath tomorrow. So, but when we come back Thursday, we're going to get into chapter 19. It's entitled Abraham and Sarah Visit Earth and the Killing of Abdiel and Isha by Cain. But before we get to that, I ain't going anywhere right now, babe. When we get to verse 18, it's verses 18 through 32, where they ask about same-sex marriages. So it's going to give some detail about that, and we're just going to talk about it, ask questions, give you insight, right? So, but it's going to be really, really interesting. So with that being said, beautiful people, why are you trying to unlock my phone with my eyes?
Let's see what my thing is.
I'll let you know. Don't.
Holder. I don't know when it's here.
They be grabbing my phone sometime and they just hold it right in front of my face. I gotta close my eyes real quick. They be trying to get into my phone.
Mom,
what?
I'm trying to.
Okay, it's shipped. It's not out for delivery yet. It says it'll be here. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. It didn't say it's out for delivery yet though, but it said arriving today by 10 p.m.
Today?
Well, I don't think it's today. I don't think they updated it. I think it's gonna be here tomorrow.
Let me look.
Go ahead. All right, y'all. So that's it for today.
Well, that's just a little Pokemon. Oh, you can fit it in your pocket.
All right, y'all. Look at this page.
Arriving at 10. Arriving at 10.
Back up, son.
Oh, look at these Pokemon cards. When they are arriving.
6. All right, y'all. It is Tuesday, April the 18th, 2023, day 20 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1403. Today, we finished reading the rest of chapter 18, pages 143 to 146. And we went back. We started at verse 159, where Abdiel began to play his drum, and we went all the way to the end to verse 255. So back up, son. Back up. Thank you. Father, thank you for teaching us about walking in life and always, even the perception of what we're doing should speak life and not death in expense of life. So, Father, we thank you for clarity on that. All right, beautiful people. The eclipse is today.
What the heck, man?
I completely did not keep up with
We
it.
should have waited.
Thank you, Prince.
should've
I'm going to
waited.
look into it.
We should
Okay.
have waited until tomorrow. We should have waited. Yesterday, we should have waited until tomorrow. But look.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. All right, son. Back up. Tabitha said, hey, fam, do you all think baptism is still a necessary initiation for the human family? Necessary? I wouldn't quote. I could be wrong. I wouldn't say necessary, but even though I don't think it's necessary, I think people still do it as you grow. A lot of times we like to just like people using props or idols to convey a message. A lot of times we're just kind of built that way. We want to do things outwardly to show the inward change, right? But really, when it comes down to it, we really need to truly have been changed on the inside, because the changing of your lifestyle manifest to everybody is proof that you dipping yourself in water is actually heartfelt when you did it, right? So do I think it's necessary? I don't think it's necessary in that aspect. I think it's necessary that you're true to your vow and that you truly change. And when you truly change, I think then you choose to go and immerse yourself in the water. You go and you mikvah, or you baptize, or have yourself baptized to show, like, you do it because you feel it. You can see the change even in yourself, and it's as an act of reverence. And sometimes, just like you take a shower to wash the filth off of you, I mean, it's nothing different. It ain't like going to dip yourself in the water gonna change you, because it ain't. Outward showing of what has truly taken place on the inside. And some people fake the funk. They go down the devil, come back up a devil, right? You just a wet devil when you come up. Go down dry, come up wet. Still got horns. Right? So I don't think it's necessary in that aspect, but I think for those who truly have a heartfelt change, they choose to, right? And it lines up with Creator, right? He don't make us do anything. If churches tell you must be baptized, you must be born again, I don't must be nothing but black and die when my time comes, right? Because I ain't got no control over that. But I don't think it's mandatory. I think we choose to. That's my thoughts today. Now, before I used to say absolutely, we have to be baptized. And whether you baptize yourself in the name of the Father, the Son, or the Holy Ghost, and all three are just in the Father, whatever, like all of that crap goes out the door. It's a bunch of garbage, right? It's really an outward showing of what's taking place on the inside. And even though our life is the biggest truth of that, like the Creator wouldn't care. He doesn't care about that. What he cared about is your spirit being baptized, your spirit being changed, the water of life and truth. Really, I think that's a necessary initiation. I think that is. And when we get that right, and sometimes we just choose to do those things outward. Those are my thoughts. So, but all right, y'all, I agree. I agree with that too, Jamia. Jamia said, Tabitha, only if it's important to individual people. We should be baptizing ourselves daily, right? Drinking with water with intention, right? I agree with that 100%, right? And it's a daily perpetual, it's a constant thing, not a just one time dip myself in water. You know, it's a daily regenerational washing and a constant on purpose living life and truth. So, but that's it, y'all. We about to be gone away from each other. Me and you must never part. We're gonna be gone away from each other for a day, right? So enjoy y'all day away from me and my shenanigans. I'll still be posting though. You know, if I find something, I'm gonna be posting it. I'm gonna be there. I'll still be talking to y'all if y'all talk to me. I'm just scrolling through here just to make sure I ain't miss like another question or something real quick. Oh, thank you. Jamil put in there the timetables of prophecy, the link. Thank you, Jamil. It's in there. Y'all should. Can you click it? I can't click it. Maybe put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section when we're done. Or you can do it now. You can just, I guess, kind of go out of here and go to the comment section of the video. Put it in there, and I'll pin it to the top. All right. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. I missed that comment by BC earlier. I say open market to say we can definitely take advantage of it. Okay. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I think that's it. We about to be out of here. Any more questions? Y'all go. I'm gonna try again to upload this chapter. It won't let me do it. The file is too big. I'm gonna see if I can try and use something else to condense it down again just a little bit. So you can see. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm getting two things mixed up. I'm sorry. No, if you come into the group, if you don't have this, come into the group and you will be able to read chapter 19. So remember, answer the questions though. You ain't just going, hey, let me in the group. I'm here. Answer the questions. Like, answer the questions, right? Agree to the community rules and we'll let you in, right? Just don't be in there on no shenanigans and stuff. Don't agree to the rules and don't hold up to them because we'll boot you. Somebody gonna boot you if I don't catch you first, right? All right, y'all. But that's it. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all back here Thursday morning, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold, I've been far away. I'm illuminated now, making
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eyes.
been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a cold sign.
What's happening? This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a cold sign.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this peculiar universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I don't need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need gold. I'm a fine line, I'm a missile of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. dark places where powers older than time and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need rope. I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
Is it a quick rumble? I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.